In this module of Decision Driving, we'll discuss operating your vehicle in adverse conditions. Driving your vehicle in a less-than-ideal environment presents potentially difficult situations that you must be prepared to handle. We'll examine the various adverse conditions you might encounter. You'll learn how to properly prepare your vehicle and yourself so that you can maintain safe vehicle operations throughout these conditions. At the conclusion of this Decision Driving Tactics module, you'll be able to describe the types of adverse conditions you might encounter while driving, list the items on your vehicle which should be inspected prior to operating in poor conditions, and discuss strategies for operating in bad weather situations. Rain, fog, sleet, snow, ice, and wind. These bad weather conditions are the enemy of every driver. All of us will encounter them. However, the decision-making strategies we learn in decision driving can help us to drive safely despite these hazards of the roadway. Poor weather makes it difficult to see. This reduction of visual input information negatively affects our decision-making capacity. First and foremost, plan to take your time, allow for poor roadway conditions, and the reduced operating capability of your vehicle. Remember that these same conditions will affect other drivers as well. Even when you are satisfied that the vehicle and all of its components are in good operating condition, bad weather demands that you take extra precautions before hitting the road. The first consideration is your vehicle itself. Adverse conditions can stress vehicle components, such as the electrical and cooling systems. Prior to operating in adverse conditions, it's a good practice to check the following items for proper operation. Poor conditions, particularly cold, put a significant strain on batteries. Prior to winter, it's a good idea to have the condition of your battery checked by a professional mechanic. Batteries over 4 years old begin to lose power. Consider replacing it to guarantee reliable starting. Proper brake operation is critical to safe stopping, regardless of weather conditions. Ensure that your anti-lock system, ABS, is operating correctly before driving in slippery conditions. Here are some cooling system items you should check. Are your radiator and cooling hoses leaking? Does the system need more antifreeze? Should it be flushed and refilled? Are the defroster and heater working properly? Ensure that they are capable of keeping the interior from fogging and the windshield free of ice. Are all of your lights clean and working properly? Remember to check your high and low beam headlights, taillights, brake lights, and directional signals. Check the muffler and exhaust pipes for leaks. Carbon monoxide from a faulty exhaust system can threaten your life. Periodically check your tire inflation. Are the tire treads in good condition and the wheels aligned and balanced? Is it time to change to snow tires? Snow tires have tread patterns specifically designed to dig down and bite into snow and ice, enabling a better grip on these slippery surfaces than regular or all-season tires. Technology such as anti-lock brakes, electronic stability control, and all-wheel drive perform better when tires maintain their grip on the road surface. Grip is critical, not just to avoid getting stuck, but to ensure that the vehicle responds quickly when you apply the brake or turn the steering wheel. Check to see that your wiper blades are in good condition. Are they set at the proper pressure to sweep snow and rain off of the windshield? Make sure that there is plenty of windshield washer antifreeze in the reservoir. If you have to drive in poor conditions, you should always carry supplies to help you keep windows clear at all times, including a scraper, spray de-icer, a snow brush, clean rags, and extra windshield washer fluid. Consider carrying a spare set of wiper blades as well. Clear the windshield as well as rear and side windows of ice, snow, or condensation. Snow accumulating on the hood, roof, and rear deck can blow back onto the windows and obscure your view. Make sure you clear snow accumulations off of these areas. This will ensure that snow from your vehicle won't blow off, obscuring another driver's view. Follow instructions in your owner's manual for cold weather starting, and operate your heater and defroster. Remember, preventing dangerous conditions during adverse weather operations begins with your making the decision to take these steps before operating your vehicle. Maintaining control of your vehicle is critical in poor weather conditions. It is important that you reduce your speed and allow for the additional time and distance it takes to evaluate and react to changes in your driving environment. In poor weather conditions, it's also essential to leave more distance between your vehicle and the one ahead than you normally would. The proper method of calculating your following time is to count the number of seconds from when the rear of the vehicle ahead of you passes a fixed point until the front of your vehicle reaches that same point. For instance, using the timed interval rule, under ideal driving conditions, you would allow at least 4 seconds of following time. However, in bad weather conditions, you should allow for increased stopping distances by doubling or tripling that amount. In adverse conditions, allow for 8 to 12 seconds of following time. Let's look at a driver discussing following time in poor conditions.
It's raining fairly steadily here today, and we're going to be watching our space very, very carefully. The roads could be very wet and very slippery, and with a vehicle this size in the rain, we're going to significantly increase our decision space to the front, where normally we would have probably 5 to maybe 6 seconds of space with this vehicle. We're going to try to maintain a little bit more than that. Right now we probably got about 8 seconds to the front. We're clear to the sides, and we're in actually pretty good position. We're actually also going to watch our speed because of the rain. We've got to change lanes here because we've got an exit coming up, so we're going to signal, give everybody around us time to know what we're going to do, check to the rear and check over our shoulder, make sure that lane was clear, and make our lane change. We've got a couple of vehicles over here on the right. We've got a truck that's riding the back of the car in front of it, and at any point in time I expect that he may decide he needs to change lanes to the left. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on him while maintaining a little extra space to the front, just in case he decides he's going to do something. We'll keep an eye on that situation. The car in front is signaling and actually wants to get out of the way. And there comes the truck. Took a while for him to decide to do it, but he did it, and we had plenty of room for him.
While driving in foggy or rainy conditions, make sure that your tires are inflated to the right pressure and they have good tread. Properly inflated tires resist hydroplaning, a dangerous condition in which your car's tires lose contact with the road and instead float on a thin layer of water. You can avoid hydroplaning by decreasing your speed. If you sense that your car is losing traction, ease your foot off the accelerator and avoid sudden steering or braking. As your vehicle slows, traction should return. Underinflated tires can adversely affect handling as well as cause the tire to overheat and blow out. Follow the recommended inflation guidelines in your vehicle owner's manual. Periodically, inspect your tires for wear. Most tires are manufactured with wear indicators that appear as strips that run across the tread pattern. The tire's useful life is over when it has worn down to 1/16 of an inch and the tread wear indicator is exposed. For snow tires, you must have at least 1/4 of an inch of usable tread remaining. Driving on tires that have exposed tread wear indicators is unsafe and may be illegal in some states. To avoid a likely tire failure, replace worn tires as soon as possible. Turn on your lights and defroster. If it's foggy, don't use your high beams. The fog will reflect your headlights back and impede your vision, particularly at night. Drive at a speed that keeps your ability to react safely within your field of vision. If you see headlights or taillights in front of you, slow down to increase the distance between you and that vehicle. Use caution, as the vehicle may be stopped or barely moving. If fog becomes too dense, take decisive action and get off the road. Creeping along the road at 5 to 10 miles per hour can be unsafe because others may be unable to judge your speed. If your car is equipped with air conditioning, you can use it to prevent fogging of your interior windows. Air conditioners are also dehumidifiers and will remove moisture from the interior of the car. Bring in fresh air by making sure your ventilation system is not set to recirculate. Avoid puddles or standing water that may hide potholes or cause your vehicle to hydroplane. Don't drive through standing water. It only takes 6 inches to reach the bottom of most passenger cars. When you must drive in snowy or icy conditions, make sure your tires are properly inflated and that the tire treads are in good condition. Clear your car of ice and snow so that you maximize your visibility. Before you start driving, remove all snow and ice from the windshield and other surfaces of your vehicle. All windows should be defrosted before driving. Take the time to fill your windshield washer reservoir with a non-freezing washer solution. Increase your following distance. Stopping on snow and ice can take between 3 and 12 times more distance. Be careful on bridges and overpasses. Approach bridges, shady areas, and overpasses with caution. They can be icy when the rest of the roadway is clear and dry. Avoid sudden changes in speed. Ease up gently on the accelerator when you need to stop, and try to avoid braking suddenly. If you do have to stop quickly, and your vehicle has anti-lock brakes, ABS, stomp on the brake hard and steer where you want your vehicle to go. You should take time prior to driving in adverse conditions to learn how to use your ABS. Read your owner's manual, as well as try out the system in a safe place. If your vehicle doesn't have ABS brakes, pump the brake pedal when you find yourself in a skid. Snow tires will give extra traction, and where allowed, chains can further increase your vehicle's grip on snow and ice. Don't pass snow removal equipment. They may be throwing sand or block your view of more hazardous conditions ahead. Let's look at a driver operating in poor conditions and listen to his decision-making process.
All right, I'm going to pull into traffic from a parked position here, so I'm going to signal left. We're clear, although it's very difficult to see. I do have a pedestrian now that's coming across the road. Because of the rain, she's really not paying any attention to vehicles coming, so we're going to let her get across, and then we're going to pull out into traffic. Got a truck looking for an address here on the left. Looks like we've got a number of vehicles over here on the right. We've got one coming out of the parking garage. We gave her a little friendly tap, and she acknowledged that both by eye contact as well as waving at us that she knew we were coming. As we stopped behind this vehicle here, we were able to see his tires, so we had the wedge in our stop position. It's actually very difficult with a truck to see on a day like this because of the amount of rain and water on the mirrors. What we need to do to compensate for that is to make sure that we're maintaining good decision space to the front and also providing the vehicles behind us with a great deal of information on what we're doing. It's harder for us to adjust to what they're doing, so we need to make sure we communicate very well with them. Hydroplaning is a very definite issue on a day like today with the amount of water that's on the roadway. There's a significant amount of ponding, and it's raining very hard at this point. So we're adjusting our speed appropriately for that. Traffic is slowed to a very steady pace at this point, and there's actually very little movement of the vehicles around us. Everybody is remaining fairly stationary, which actually helps in being able to gauge where we need to position ourselves in traffic.
Thank you for viewing this module of Decision Driving Tactics. Using the decision driving techniques learned here while operating your vehicle will increase your awareness of the driving environment and help to make you a safer driver.